Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Monday. This is Alex of Coyote Star Astrology. And this is my forecast for the week of the 12th of November, 2018. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I have been displaced from my home due to the fires in Southern California. And when I evacuated, I did not grab my microphone or my camera. Grab my laptop though. So I'm filming this on my MacBook and I don't know how good the audio is going to turn out. It's very echoey where I'm staying. So yeah, sorry about the audio guys and the lighting and all of it. I will know in a couple days if my house is still standing. So I guess it's sort of the least of my worries. Yeah, it's been a very interesting couple of days. I don't know what it's like out there in the world when you're not dealing with fires, but I know that my life has been totally crazy the last couple of days. So we start out on Monday with the moon in Capricorn, and it's going to be conjunct Pluto, and it's squaring Venus in Libra. We're still coming off of this Sun sextile Pluto transit, which, like we talked about in the last video, is about wielding our power appropriately and making sure that other people don't dominate us with their power, making sure that other people don't push us around. And I think that we're still sort of in this place of recognizing that we need to put up healthy boundaries with people sometimes. Last week when Jupiter went into Sag, we experienced a huge shift in energy, and I didn't talk about the shadow of Sagittarius last week because I didn't want to talk about shadow anymore because I've been talking about it so much with the Venus retrograde in Scorpio, but there is a very real shadow to Sagittarius, and I think that it's a good time to talk about it now because we might see some of that start to come out this week. The shadow of Sagittarius involves truth because Sag is on the quest for truth. It's on the quest to find the deeper meaning of life. And it's seeking higher knowledge and information about the cosmos. Sag then goes on to teach this knowledge. Sag is the guru teacher archetype of the zodiac. But as we know, we're all fractals of the divine, and all of us have a different perspective, and we all have different opinions. And Sagittarius can lose sight of that. Once Sagittarius thinks that it's found a truth, they tend to get up on their soapbox and blast other people with it. And sometimes this can be absolutely incredible because when they're on point, they're on point. But when they're not, it can be really obnoxious. Jupiter rules Sag, and Jupiter is this really intense, expansive energy. And if there's a Sagittarian in the room that has something that they want to preach, it can really, really rub other people the wrong way. And Sagittarius also needs to make sure that the audience they're speaking to actually asked. That's something that Sag can really lose sight of as well, is that in this really very altruistic, within this altruistic desire to share information, Sag can also forget that not everybody wants to know what they're talking about. And in regards to truth, Sag tends to exaggerate. The shadow of Sagittarius is kind of like the car salesman who exaggerates certain aspects of a situation or a deal in order to sway opinion. It's not so much done in a manipulative way as it is simply, I think Sagittarius and its passion and its fiery energy can get a little bit out of control to the point where in the mind of a Sagittarius, the details can actually appear as they're being expressed, but that doesn't always line up with reality. So how it relates to the beginning of the week, I think, is also with this these Pluto aspects to Venus and how we're dealing with our relationships is making sure that other people aren't mowing us down with their opinion. The day that Jupiter went into Sagittarius was the day that the fires broke out in the area that I live, and it set us all into a very extreme state of panic very quickly. The winds were blowing really, really hard, and the power went out, and there was no way to get information. And I live in a canyon where there's limited ways in and out. So it's a very, very dangerous place to be during a fire. So anyways, we're in a state of emergency and we're in a state of panic. And I just watched how this dark side of Sagittarius came out. If any of you guys have been in an emergency situation, there are certain people, usually fire signs or people that like to take action. There are certain people who can become very, very domineering in their assertion of this is what should be done. I know what to do in this situation. Everyone follow me. And everyone's like, dude, like, what are you talking about? There was definitely some of that energy. And I think that some of the lessons that come with the Sun sextile Pluto is knowing when to say, you know what, actually, I've got it. I know what's best for me. I don't need you to tell me what to do. I don't need to hear about your spiritual belief. I don't need to hear, you know, that I should eat this way or I shouldn't eat that way. I've got this. And that's, you know, it's okay to tell other people no and figuring that out. Then we've got an Aquarius moon Tuesday and Wednesday. And on Thursday, we have Mars enter Pisces. I feel like Mars has been in Aquarius and Capricorn forever. So this is a nice little change. And when Mars goes into Pisces, Mars is our drive and our motivation. It's not energized in Pisces, that's for sure. Mars in Pisces is kind of like running underwater, but it does put us in a state where we're really seeking more into the spiritual side of life, the creative aspect, spirituality. We'll talk more about this transit in future videos, but it can put us in a state of wanting to escape from certain things within our reality. Friday, we have Venus go direct. Yes. I wish that I could have prepared for this video more because this is an aspect I've been really excited about. But here I am without any of my equipment or anything. Venus direct. What does this mean? Well, Venus has been retrograde in Scorpio, and then she retrograded all the way back to Libra, where she is now. So she's stationing direct in Libra. So this means that we're going to feel a huge shoving forward, a fresh start in our relationships. I think that this is all about a fresh start in our relationships and activating and implementing and initiating all of the work we've been doing on our shadow. We've had our fears come up so much during this transit. We've been having to battle our shadows. We've been watching other people battle our shadows. We've been experiencing relationships in an entirely new way. And, you know, with Venus going direct, it's not like, oh, cool, Venus is direct, now everything's fine. No, Venus is still going to be in shadow for the next couple of weeks. But when she goes direct on Friday, we should see some kind of situation or something happen that sort of colors the lessons and the culmination of all of these lessons. And I think that Venus going direct will, for you, reflect the type of work you've been doing. How much have you been owning up to your shadows? How much have you been working to clear some of this karma that might be 8 years old the last time Venus was retrograde in Scorpio, or lifetimes old? We talked about that last video, that this is water trine themes. This is bringing up karma clearing of a lot of different areas: ancestry, sexual trauma, insecurities, all sorts of stuff. So Venus going direct gives us the opportunity to really step forward with a clean slate. With all of this new knowledge, we're like experts on our shadow now. And now we can walk forward on our path with all of that with us. And unfortunately, Mercury goes retrograde the same day. I know. And it goes retrograde in Sag. So, and it's going to be square to Neptune. So Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, again, dark side of Sagittarius. This is not quite knowing what the truth is, maybe exaggerating. People might exaggerate. They might promise more than they can actually follow through with. And square to Neptune, this adds to the deceitful nature of things. To me, Mercury retrograde in Sag square Neptune is like the pyramid scheme. It's like this, pyramid scheme. It's making something appear better than it is. It's the false prophet. So I think it's really important to be looking at the truth that is being blasted at us from other sources and using our inner guidance system to check in. First of all, realize if we even really need other people to give us advice. Like, can't we do that for ourselves? Did we ask? And just like fact checking, like, is this too good to be true? You know what I mean? And not getting led off the path by just weird information. And, Sag is the guru spiritual teacher. So checking and looking for that kind of energy, the kind of like dark underbelly, the dark shadow of the conscious community and, spiritual vampires and this kind of stuff. And then over the weekend, we have the moon in Pisces conjuncting Mars and Neptune. So a lot of dreamy Piscean energy over the weekend. So hopefully you can tap into that and do something creative or, just create a really beautiful weekend laced with fantasy and perhaps romance. Neptune is great for that. Just make sure it's not too good to be true, I guess, with all of the Sag. But yeah, guys, crazy times. I think I'm going to wrap it there. Hopefully I'm back at home next time I do a video. I hope you guys were able to hear me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am available for readings right now. So do not hesitate to reach out to me for that. That is totally fine. And I appreciate you guys watching. If you have liked this video, please do give it a like and a share. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, my email will be down below. All right, guys. Have a great week.